Okay, morning guys, it's Timed Edge and it's Friday the 8th of May, it's NFP at 1:30 p.m. I'm trading in London, this is live trading, currency triad and index triad. So we broke the flat drift of death that we've had for weeks yesterday. Weeks and weeks of flat P&L, and we can see that I can see there was actually another trade later on in the session that I didn't take. I went out. I didn't stay till right to the end of the session, but it actually was a 4 p.m. trade, weekly cycle. We did actually get, if you listen to the live yesterday that I made, I was saying about wait for 6S to take this level and then we're going to find equilibrium of the previous day's range, and my target on, because I only trade really 6E, my target would have been below these equal lows. For that would have been my target there, so from there to there. Right, great to see the market coming back, to be honest. Anyway, that being said, I did have a nice 7-hour trade on NQ yesterday, which is good for the confidence, brings it back. I know it's been flat for a while. So anyway, I'm going to start profiling the market. It's 4 minutes to 7. I have to get this done pretty quick. I'll go on to the bonds. You know, it's the same thing I do every day because the process has to be the same, right? It has to be repeatable. You have to systematic approach, right? So it's a range daily profile for the bonds. Remind myself of what weekly profile we had. We had these inside weeks, didn't we? A couple of inside weeks together. We've actually taken, so 6E and 6S have traded above previous week's high. Right, normally if we have this scenario happen, I would be looking at, so if we trade above previous week's high, well, 2 of the assets do out of the 3, right? Or it could be 1. I would say 50% has to be manipulated, has to be drawn to, right? But because we've already hit 50% of the previous week's range, the other end of the range is where our draw of liquidity is going to be. I don't think we're going to get there today. On Friday, maybe we do, maybe we don't. We have got the right profile for it. Let's just go on to the daily. Okay, so we have got a right profile for it. Got this 3 candle model. We have got a range daily profile, but I would like to say we could move down. I've got this 3 candle model here. Just mark this key level. Excuse me. Quickly go out onto the 1 hour, just see what's happened here. I think all prior. Yeah, so all assets have run the low. We're 7 o'clock. We are in this Q standard deviation here. Let me just mark high quickly because I haven't quite finished marking out. Excuse me. Okay, so the first candle broke. Oh no, we formed equal highs actually. So it's the same thing. I need to see a little bit higher, a little bit more confluence. Last presented fair value gaps in here. Okay, so if all candles, if all instruments run above that range high, then still need to see the same as well. I want to see that extra confluence rather than a microcycle and a PSP. We've got this, we've got a gap, imbalance, inefficiency here. I want to see that displace through, and then yeah, maybe we can look for a trade idea. Okay, because that's the only reason why is because we've got equal highs, and what do equal highs like to do? They like to be swept, right? So let's see what happens here. Why am I looking for a short in this area? We've got 6B in a standard deviation zone. I can look for a 1 hour CRT model there. Target would be previous day's low. Liquidity comes into the market. Let's just monitor this and we'll carry on. Could be a bearish. Okay, so we've just popped through that. All assets are above. You can see a massive. Okay, so liquidity is definitely coming into the market. Let me just double check. No, we've got nothing on that. Let me just refresh that, make sure nothing's popped up. Got French bank holiday today. Yeah, nothing seems to be coming up, but that's all right. Okay, so the moves, I would say, slightly been invalidated anyway, but if all assets get into the Q standard deviation level, that's even more reason for us to, right, we just had a massive put. So this could be the Judas swing anyway. This could push the market up, and we could see at 8 o'clock London open, potentially this could come back down, all right? We have got a area that we can trade through there. Let's just mark that out. Because if all assets break above and we've got price action that is quite similar like this, I can still use an inversion. Let's just wait and see what we get there. Friday. So what have we had this week? We've had a Monday range, accumulation, manipulation above previous week's high. Okay, then we had the distribution following that. So AMDX, right? So what do we expect for Friday? Friday should continue this manipulation on Thursday. I don't think it's going to close back within the range. I think we're going to continue today. Let's quickly get an idea what Asia's done so we can map that out. Profile Asia, give us a better understanding of what we expect in London. Looks like a bit of a range to me. Okay, so that's currency futures triad. We've got this clear push up now. We're pushing into another standard deviation. Asia has ranged, so that gives us an indication that price could form the wick in London. I need to see two cracks in correlation in order to take a trade today. We've got a range daily profile, same on the bonds. There's no clear draw. It's a 6 hour. We're just pushing up. But more often than not, if we push up in a Judas, in 7 a.m., it's often a Judas, right? A swing 4 to come back down, potentially, right? So we have to wait till 8 a.m. London Open, and we'll see what we have on the market. Nice trade yesterday. Okay, weekly cycle, previous day's range 50%. It's going to be the target. Excuse me. Okay, let's take a look at the index market. Let's quickly get this marked up so we're ahead of the game on that. Okay, let's get rid of that. Clear these equilibrium lines off. We have YM, NQ, ES. Bullish weekly profile. All assets are traded above previous week's high. You can see clearly traded above. YM has started to reject. The other two, ES and NQ, did pull up slightly higher. YM has taken previous month's high as well. So we haven't got sequential SMT, but I'll leave the equilibrium line in. range daily profile. They're remarkably similar to the currency futures, aren't they? We're having the same days, etc. Although there is become a little bit more cracks, you can tell that. Excuse me. You can tell we're still shifting regimes. It went from risk off. Now we're coming back to risk on. These are going to start to become a little bit better to trade, better environments to trade. I think all assets have also taken the low. They have. I think we've definitely got more of an expanse in Asia. Let's see if okay, so let's just profile the week as well. What have we had? I think we've had a straight push up, right? So if this is Friday, I can safely assume that we could. The idea would be to close back within the range, right? It doesn't. It's not a dead certain, but after a push up like this, I can see us closing back within the range, closing out for the week, creating the wick for the week. But I said that the other day, and it doesn't happen all the time because you see the month there. I was like, okay, we're going to get a close, and we're going to create the wick for the week, and we just got this massive push. But I think that was news related anyway on a Friday. Donald Trump, star of the day again. So let's see what happens today. Let's go on a 15-minute, just profile Asia, see where we are. I think Asia's probably expanded here. If that is the case, then London's more likely to accumulate. It just makes sense after a big expansion. What does price do? It normally accumulates, right? That's all that is. Even if you don't agree with the AMDX, or it's just common sense, right? So yeah, massive expansion here. Let me just look. We've got 130, 120, 130 key risk. So key risk event. So non-farm payroll, or whatever they want to call it now. They did change it, non-farm employment change. It used to be called payroll. Shows you how long I've been trading. How could we trade this? We need to stay stacked confluence, right? So we need to get up into these levels. Or I can trade something from 50%, the equilibrium. If we've had, let me just double check that, 6 hour. Yeah, potentially, yeah. We'll see. I'm going to mark out the equilibrium of the Asia range. Set an alert for here. All assets have wicked above Asia as well, so we've got no daily cycle we can take. Yeah, we're above there, so we've got no daily at 8 AM, so there's nothing to do here unless this level is here is taken, or one of these levels is hit. So I'll just quickly mark that level up there. Okay, so it's a waiting game on an index futures triad. Just going to put that back up there. Come back to the currency. And we've got about 40 minutes to wait now until we can do something here. This is obviously pushed right back up, hasn't it? Didn't come back into the... Alright, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to come back at 5 to 8. We'll see what the currency futures market is doing. Triad. And we'll also take a look at index triad as well, just to see where we are. See if any change.